Top 10 Nigerian authors. Chinua Achebe and Wole Soyinka are two names synonymous with Nigerian fiction. Yet the literary output of the country is far from limited to these two greats. In this video, Rebecca Jagoe of Culture Trip shines a light at 10 Nigerian authors whose international success attests to the talent and depth of contemporary Nigerian literature. At number 10 is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Adichie is part of a new generation of Nigerian authors swiftly growing in reputation. Each of her 3 novels has garnered universal acclaim and a slew of awards. Her first 2 books dealt largely with the political atmosphere of her native country through the prism of personal and familial relationships. Purple Hibiscus in 2003, winner of the Commonwealth Writers' Prize for the best first book, tells the story of the 15-year-old Kambili whose father is mysteriously involved with a military coup that destabilizes the country. The publication of Half of a Yellow Sun in 2006 confirmed the author has a uniquely talented voice. Her latest novel, Americana in 2013, is at its heart an enduring love story between Ifemulu and Obinze, childhood sweethearts who are separated when one goes to study in America. At number 9 is Adobe Trisha Mahogany. Adobe Trisha Mahogany is a novelist, journalist, and essayist who from an early age demonstrated an affinity for the written word, winning her first writing prize aged 13. As a journalist, she has contributed to the New York Times, the BBC, The Guardian, and CNN, amongst others. Her debut novel, I Did Not Come to You by Chance in 2010, is told in a witty and irrelevant tone that belies the fundamental issues it addresses. At number 8 is Jagoe. Born in the US to Nigerian parents raised in Nigeria, now living in Brooklyn, Cole's upbringing is as varied as his career. Photographer, art historian, and novelist, he is also a distinguished writer in residence at Bard College, New York. Open City in 2011, his debut novel, is set in New York 5 years after 9/11. At number 7 is Helen Havilah. After graduating from University of Jos in 1995, Helen Havilah worked first as a junior lecturer in Bauchi, then as stories editor for Hints magazine, before moving to England in 2002 to become the African Fellow at the University of East Anglia. That same year, his first novel, Waiting for an Angel, a complex book that interweaves 7 narratives, collectively speaking of life under dictatorship rule in Nigeria, was published. The book won the Commonwealth Writers' Prize in the African region, spurring the author to greater success. His 2 subsequent novels, Measuring Time in 2007 and the latest, Oil on Water in 2011, were equally well received. At number 6 is Sofia Atta. Sofia Atta is a sensitive writer who presents polemical themes in a subtle and nuanced manner. Everything Good Will Come in 2005, her debut novel, is the story of Enitan, an 11-year-old girl waiting for school to start, and her friendship with the girl next door. Atta is widely known for her radio plays on the BBC and her short stories that have appeared in a number of journals, including the Los Angeles Review of Books. At number 5 is Bujji Amita. Born in Lagos to Igbo parents, Emecheta moved to London in 1960 to live with her husband, Sylvester Onwudi, who had moved there to study. The couple had been engaged since the age of 11, and whilst the marriage produced 5 children, Onwudi was a violent partner. He even burned her first manuscript, prompting Emecheta to leave him and establish herself as a single mother. Her novels draw heavily from her own life and addresses gender imbalance, enslavement, and how women are often defined through the narrow framework of sexuality or the ability to bear children. Her most acclaimed work, The Joys of Motherhood in 1979, has as its protagonist a woman who defines herself through motherhood and validates her life solely through the successes of her children. Emecheta was awarded an OBE in 2005. At number 4 is Ben Oakley. Ben Oakley is a renowned novelist and poet whose written works define definition. He is often termed postmodern Yet, his seamless interweaving of the spirit world into his stories builds his genre. The author also rejects claims that his work falls into the magical realism category, seeing his writing not as a venture into the realm of the fantastic, but instead a reflection of an upbringing wherein myths, ancestors and spirits were an intrinsic component. Everyone's reality is different, he once said. His most famous work is The Famished Road in 1991, forming part of a trilogy with Songs of Enchantment and Infinite Riches. It chronicles the journeys of Azaro, a spirit child narrator. At number 3 is Femi Osofisan. As with many Nigerian writers, Femi Osofisan's work, encompassing plays, poems, and novels, is informed by colonialism and its legacy, and it's a clear protest against corruption and injustice. Nonetheless, his exploration of the themes surrounding the complex history of his country are rarely literal. Instead, Osofisan employs metaphor, and his writing always have a surrealist bent. His first novel, Cholera College, in 1975, tells the story of a Nigerian university campus that is granted independence from the rest of the country in order to halt the spread of a cholera outbreak. His first known play, Women of Owu, in 2004, is a retelling of Euripides' The Trojan Women. Osofisan translates the play to the Ijebe and Ife War that devastated the Owu Kingdom in 1821 to 1826. At number 2 is Wole Soyinka. When Wole Soyinka, a playwright, poet, and writer, won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1986, Achebe joined the rest of Africa to celebrate the first African to receive the award. Soyinka's writing often focuses on oppression and exploitation of the weak by the strong. None are spared in his critique, neither the white spectator nor the black exploiter. Wole Soyinka has also played an important role in the Nigerian politics, which has at times exposed him to great personal risk. His novels include Ake, The Years of Childhood, and Death and the King's Horseman. You Must Set Forth at Dawn, is Soyinka's own look at his life, experience, and thoughts about Africa and Nigeria. At number 1 is Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe is one of the most internationally acclaimed writers from Africa, and his death in 2013 saw an outpouring of tributes from across the globe. Though he has often been called the father of Nigerian literature, he twice refused the Nigerian government's attempt to name him Commander of the Federal Republic, first in 2004, then again in 2011, in protest against the political regime of the country. His first novel, Things Fall Apart, in 1958, is an intimate account of the clash between American native traditions of the Igbo people in southeastern Nigeria and European colonization. Weaving together oral tradition with Igbo folk tales, Achebe's works reveal a tapestry of cultural norms, changing societal values, and the individual struggle to find a place in this environment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe before leaving.